Where you going with that?
I'm gonna throw it away. You ain't gonna wake up see trash on, I promise. I'm gonna throw it away.
No, don't throw it away behind the door.
I know, I got you. I'm gonna still be up when I eat it. Yo, I'm just showing up to you.
Child. Who the cheering of the corn. Hey y'all, hey. I wanted to come on here because several people, every time I post the prayer board, several people always come and ask me about it, even though I've done a couple videos on it. I said maybe if I do a live, people maybe they'll see it that way. So I am going to do that. Ayden. Oh no, I don't need that. Okay, so hold on, let me grab it. Oh wait, first of all, let me get a quote for put Boosie's homework. Y'all, why like this right here is getting ready. Hey, hey, look, Sharika. Hey, oh my gosh, I hate mispronouncing people's name. Hey, thank you for the star, sister. I appreciate your entire ministry. Y'all, this don't make no dang on sense how difficult this math is. Like, it's third grade math. I don't understand it at all. I don't understand it. Like, my thing is, if you're asking me what's 108 plus 45 plus 192, why can't I just add that across? They have to do all this in order to get to the amount. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't even understand how you're supposed to break it down in order to get to that amount. I don't even know. But anyway. Child. So also too, everybody is asking, thank you, Auntie Donna, for the stars, honey. I appreciate your entire ministry. About the drinks that I've been making. So mind y'all, I don't know where y'all live, where dirty sodas is or is not a thing, but here in North Carolina, it's becoming a thing, and it has been over like the past 2 years or so. And I like them. And so I started to kind of research it for myself, because instead of buying it for $11 a cup when we're out at a festival or out or just, you know, wherever they sell them, I was like, I can make them at home for cheap, you know, cheaper. So I just kind of looked it up and started making it on my own. But I also started to, you know, kind of enhance my coffee a little bit. And I don't know about y'all, but I'm like, if I drink coffee, it has to have some type of sweetener or something to it. And so I always get sweet stuff added to my coffee anyway. So if you go to Dunkin', you can get, I mean, of course, especially Starbucks, but you go to Dunkin' and you can get, you know, raspberry, blueberry, butter pecan, you know, or butter pecan, however you want to say it, tomato. Right, 1 + 1 = 2. Like they do too much. Like, I don't understand why we can't just add straight across. Why do we have to break the 145 down, break the 108 down, break the 95 down, break that down, break that down, break that down, come across, break that. I was like, no, baby. And so, you know, and so I said, well, you know, since I have the stuff here for the dirty sodas anyway, then I might as well go ahead and do it to my coffee and see how it tastes. And it's thebomb.com. Thank you, Auntie Catherine. But somebody said, what is a dirty soda? It's literally soda spiced up, plussed up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you add different flavors to it to give it like a little twist or a little turn. And that's just all that it is. But yeah, anyway. So let me show y'all like my favorite plussed up coffee real quick before I get into this prayer board. Make sure, because I didn't turn my ice. Okay. Now for one, you ain't got to do all this, but if you want to kind of make it like fit. Okay, we already got somebody on here that I need to block. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so if you want to just kind of make it a little festive, which you don't have to, but I mean, just say you want a little snowflake. Draw you some little snowflakes on here, pumpkins, Christmas trees. I mean, you know, if you want to really get a little festive, you know, season, right? Then this is, oh, so I'm not doing a soda. I'm going to do coffee. I'm going to do my coffee right here, right? So you get you some Jet Puff. Okay. Why is it so damn hard to open? Because what? Oh my God. Okay. What? It smelled good. I just blocked them. Thank you, Shalonda, honey. The people is crazy. Get you a spoon. Put some on the back of the spoon. And put it where your little festive little drawing is or whatever. And that's if you like marshmallow. Me, I love marshmallow. Like, I can just eat them out the pack. Like the Jet Puff. And this is not for everyone. You know what I'm saying? It's just for some. Then you're going to get you a little ice, okay? Then you're going to get you a little caramel. Now, you can put the caramel. Thank you, Janelle, for the stars, honey. You put your little caramel in here, too. You can put it in there, roll it around the cup, you know, however you want to do it. Just like that. Now, you see the flavors that I have back here, and you can choose the flavor. Me personally, I love coconut, but this morning I had the blue raspberry, and it was so good. So I'm going to go with the blue raspberry again. Now, this stuff is very, like, powerful, so you don't want to be like, you don't need all that, just a little, right? Okay. Okay. That's it. That's all you need. So now you got your base. You got your caramel, your Jet Puff, and your blue raspberry. Okay. Now you put your coffee. Okay. This is the coffee that I like to drink. The caramel macchiato. Okay. So you're going to pour this in there. Okay. And then, now, mind you, this particular coffee mate, the coconut cream can actually go in dirty sodas. And it makes it, oh, it tastes so good. But you have to like coconut, like I do. This, you can't put too much. Like, a little bit will go a long way. So you pour this in here. Okay. All right. Put this top on here. Okay. So this is what it's looking like. Make sure the top is on here. Shake it around, and then you're going to take your straw and make sure you get that blue raspberry all up and through there. Get it in there. Get it in there. Okay. Take your straw. Thank you, Tawana. And then boom. Boom, bam, boom. Okay. Make you want to just smack somebody. Yes, low sugar options. Yes. So everything that you can purchase, any of these options have low sugar. You can purchase any of these options. Oat milk. You can purchase oat milk. You can put pumpkin spice. I was doing pumpkin spice during Halloween season. You know, or whatever the case may be. I use 0 sugar French vanilla cream. Yep, 0 sugar. Yes, there are options, but I like mine sweet. And yeah, and if you want to get real spicy, right, Sharik, go ahead and put you some a little bit of liquor in if you want to. A little bit of liquor in if you want to. I got the ice maker off Amazon. Oh, merciful Father in heaven. Okay, so that's it. You don't even have to decorate your cup. I mean, you don't even have to use the jet puff if you don't want to. The reason why I use it, because you shake it. If you shaking your coffee around, eventually it's gonna infuse in there. This will disappear in a minute because it's gonna shake off into the coffee and give it like a little marshmallowy taste, like a toasted marshmallow. Girl, it's so good. But yeah, girl, it's so good. It is so good to me. So this is the coffee that I use, the International Delight, the caramel macchiato one. And then this is the coffee mate that I use, the coconut cream. But I don't buy coffee mate as much as I buy the these are the two that I really live by. The almond and oat milk, because it's just so good. Oh gosh, like this creamer is so good, non-dairy. And then I like the Dunkin' one as well. Baby, it ain't but a little dab in here. I'm gonna say this in the morning. But yeah, so honey, make them yourself at home. Because me personally, I was spending, because I'll make this in the morning and still go to Dunkin' at 6 o'clock p.m. But I have put myself on a Dunkin' budget, because I was like drinking way too much coffee, like drinking way too many Dunkins. Like, no. So I put myself on a Dunkin' budget. And I was like, because I got Dunkin' at home. I can literally make my own coffee at home. And sometimes it tastes better, because it depends on who you go. I mean, you know, when you go and who's making your coffee. And you can have the exact same order, but if it's a different person making it, it's going to taste different. So, yeah. But, yeah. So, this is what I use. The caramel macchiato from International Delight. And it's my coffee. And I don't change this at all. Now, I might change these creamers. But I ain't changing this at all. I love this. But, yeah. Put my creamers and coffee up. But yeah, and then you know, you gotta have your caramel when you're feeling a little spicy. Your caramel and your jet puff, and any of the flavoring that you like. I use blue raspberry, but you can use coconut. You can use whatever. Yeah. So that's how I be making them coffees, or you know, the dirty sodas the same way. Dirty soda. Yes, honey. So let me pull out my billboard. Anyway, everybody has been asking me about my prayer board. Everybody been asking me about my prayer board, y'all. I literally prayer board. Y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, I did the prayer board December 31st of 2024, going into the new year of 2025, because we, you know, you do a vision board, and I'm like, the vision board just wasn't giving, you know, like it wasn't giving anymore, in my opinion. You know, some people love vision boards, and I did too, but I just think, I think that the vision board started, for me, the vision board turned into like a, you know, more of like, oh, you know, a little cutesy, da-da-da. Like, it really didn't have, like, a whole bunch of intention behind it. It was just like, oh, another vision board. Let's, you know, let's put it together or whatever. So, with the prayer board, so I changed it this year. Instead of doing a vision board, me and my children and my husband, we all did prayer boards. And I felt that was a little bit more, you know, intentional, a little bit, you know, more intimate with God, and, you know, just, you know, in my opinion. And, you know, it helps with your prayer life. It helps you commune with God. It helps you to kind of get all the rumblings and jumblings out of your mind onto paper. And I also know that if I do a vision board, most of the time it's my vision. It's what I envision. And a lot of time, our vision is not God's vision. Like, God has a totally different vision for your life. So instead of me doing my own vision board from my perspective, I wanted to commune with God and get what his vision was for my life. And so over the year, I have been very intentional, very diligent in utilizing this prayer board. It's keeping me accountable. And I also have noticed that you can also write your visions on your prayer board and make it plain. And you can kind of track it, because that's what I've been doing. So like, for instance, so let me see. I got this week's mini blessings. So one of the things that I wanted to make sure that I was utilizing or doing on my prayer board was, accounting for the blessings that I'm already receiving, making sure that God understands, he knows how grateful I am for the blessings that I've received throughout the week, throughout the day, throughout the month. And so I wanted to make sure that I recognize that I can see it for myself. Because, you know, sometimes when we going through, we can't see. You know, we are blinded by the things that we're going through, and then it just kind of looks like so much bad stuff is happening, or we're in a hole. But we don't always recognize the blessings that we receive on a daily basis. Just waking up is a blessing because somebody didn't. And even if it's just that, I want to you know, thank God for that. So I put, you know, making sure that I'm grateful, showing gratitude, because you can't even get to the next level of where you want to be if you're not even grateful for where you are, you know. Then I also put being transparent. Let me turn this around a little bit. Let me turn. So let me see. So I got this week's blessings on here. Thank God for the strength of my children. Oh God, thank you, Jesus. My bills are paid. Thank God that I won my TikTok appeal. Thank God I woke up in my right mind. You know, so I mean, like I said, thank God for having a job, especially in this economy. I mean, you know, whatever your blessing is, I'm blessed. I thank God for it, you know. And if I ever need to be reminded, I'm writing them down. Then I got the, you know, being transparent, which is hard for people sometimes. Hard, you know, just being transparent. And one of the things that I know that I can work on is I cannot do things alone. I need and can ask for help. I need help and I can ask for it. Being more patient with my kids. Making all, and that's in capital letters, say the decisions with my husband and not just some decisions. So being transparent. I got a place for a prayer for healing and a scripture for encouragement. And I made sure that I can take these off and change those out as I go. A scripture for peace, because it's just right now, like I need and desire to have more peace in my life. I need to feel encouraged. And these are the Bible verses that I can go to find those. Prayer for healing, because I'm in prayer right now. And then this is just things that I know that I can be reminded of. Health is wealth. Taking care of myself first. It's not selfish, it's selfless. Do not become complacent. I have not, because I've asked not. And favor is fair. And things that I'm having faith for is that my health. Please heal me. Like, I'm having faith. I'm holding out faith for that. Just some other things. Some brand deals to come my way. I'm holding out faith for that. Continued help in my grief journey. Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. I'm hanging on to faith for that. And so, yeah. Baby, let me tell you something. A $20,000 financial blessing, because you have not, because you ask not. And baby, let me tell you something. Boom, bam, boom. It's coming. Okay. So, so I get my Bible. I commune with God every day. I pray. I lay it out. And I try to hold myself accountable to it, because I just feel like, you know, and the thing that has really, like, I guess inspired me the most with the prayer board is the fact that I can see God working. Because I can be like, oh, I put this in here 3 months ago and it has come to pass like that quick. You know, some of the things that I'm holding out faith for, it's already have come to pass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all. So that's my prayer board. Because I know that a lot of people have asked about the prayer board, but that's really like the prayer board in gist. Like, that's it. Like, all the stuff I went to Dollar Tree and got. I got the triptych, the little board, and then I just kind of just decorated it with some of the little $1.25 things from the Dollar Tree. And yeah. Hey, Ingrid. You know, The little one is, so they've asked a couple of us. They want to make sure that the schedule is right. And I know a lot of people is confused about what respite is. Respite is either, so I can they already have a foster home placement. And sometimes the foster home placement, the parents or, the foster parents, they go on vacation and the kid is not approved to go with them. We've had that happen one time where when we had a foster kid and they were not approved to go with us on vacation, we just decided not to go all together. But most of the time when we went on vacation, our foster children were approved for us to go. But a lot of times the foster children can't go on vacation and the foster parents still go. And it's nothing against them because sometimes you can't get your money back. Sometimes it was planned before the foster child came. Just all sorts of reasons why, the foster parents might still go. And so if in that aspect, the child is only here for, 3 to 5 days, 5 to 7 days, or however long the foster parents are gone. Or they came in an emergency. So the foster child came in an emergency situation and they literally don't have a placement for the child right now. And they know that we're able to take the child for a short period of time. So we don't do traditional foster care anymore. We don't do long-term foster care, I guess I should say. We only do respite. We only give caregivers a break from time to time. And we only give, and we only do short-term. So we won't have any permanent foster care placements that could lead to adoption because I can't, I don't have the capacity. And so I don't want to get attached to a child. That's why I stick with short-term respite care. And I don't want a child to become attached to us. And then, next thing you know, I got 5 children. Because I know myself. And right now, baby 4 is my max. Can you do just respite foster care? Yes, you can offer respite foster care. I don't know if where you live, but in our area of North Carolina, you can provide respite foster care. Because caregivers do get burnt out, and foster parents, especially if you've been going at it for years and years and years, you can get burnt out from it. And it's a system that definitely needs to be, and then as a foster parent, sometimes, I talk a lot of junk about foster parents. Like, I talk a lot of junk about foster parents. And and I'm a foster parent, like, right? But I'm just saying, like, I talk a lot of junk about foster parents. Like, don't come over here and mess with these kids if you just want to check. Don't come. But I'm telling y'all right now, like, there are good foster parents out there, and the system will run us down. The system will run you ragged. Good, like, foster parents, we don't have any say. We don't have any say at all. When I say, I mean, like, most of the times we don't have no say what the kid chooses to do with their hair. Like, if a child's hair is matted to their head. So a lot of times you might see a foster parent and you might immediately start judging the parent because of the way the child's hair look. And we have zero control over that. We have zero control over it. A kid could have the hair hanging down in the eyeballs, and the only thing we could do is swoop the bangs over and stick some bobby pins up in the hair. We cannot get haircuts. We cannot trim it, like, nothing. If the parent says no to haircuts, and they can use religious reasons, they can just, hair is something that the biological parent has control over. And as a therapist, I understand. They feel like they're losing control of their entire life. You know, they're trying to grasp at straws. They want to feel like they're still a part of the child's life in whatever capacity that could be, whatever that looks like. And if they get to make the decision about the hair, baby, they will fight you tooth and nail on the hair. Vacations, nope, can't go. Oh my gosh, okay. You know, if a biological parent say, no, I don't want my child leaving the state, I don't want my child, then we quite literally can't, you know. If something happened to the child, we could take the child to the hospital, but we literally have to call the foster care supervisor like, hey, this happened and we're on the way to the hospital. And then the foster care supervisor comes to the hospital and they go in the room with the child. Now, mind you, I got extremely lucky with most of my placements. I've only had one hair situation. And I've only had one no to vacation situation. But as far as like me being able to go into the hospital, but a lot of that stuff too cost me not my foster care license, but it probably caused some raised eyebrows because I'm the type of person, I'm going to get to the hospital with this child. I'm going back here with this child. I need to hear, I'm the foster parent. I'm going to call you on the back end. Okay, write me up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a lot of things that I just did not understand. Like, foster parent, we have, like, when I say zero, and then the other thing, and I don't talk good about foster parents a lot, y'all. So this is a treat. No. Not that I don't talk good about us foster parents. I just know that there are a lot of crappy foster parents out there, and they need to stop. Like, stop. Okay? But for us good ones, right? People think that you get paid all this ridiculous amount of money. What? Where? And especially if the child comes, which I've had happen on just about every occasion. Just about every foster child that ever came to us have come with nothing. And you don't get a check when a child comes. It don't work like that. If a child come to you on day 2 and your check don't come to the 15th, you just get that child. Now, there are resources, right? So people in the community might have a foster closet. You know, social services might be able to provide you some diapers or something like that. They might be able to provide you a little Walmart gift card, you know, about $100, right? It ain't no big sum of money. But if you got a child that came into your home, especially a teenager, you get a call for a 13-year-old and they come in with the clothes on their back. What they gonna do for the rest of the week? They ain't got no underclothes. They ain't got, you know, I always keep stuff here. I keep a big bin filled with lotions, soaps, deodorants, just all kind of stuff. Because I never know when I'm gonna need to make a welcome basket. They don't come with that stuff. And people love, that's the first thing. Oh, they got them kids. They making money off them kids. And I just be like, no, y'all don't even understand. And then by the time the month goes by and you get that little $400, and I know 400 seems like it might be a lot, but if you didn't had to spend 700 getting the child situated, then you trying to reimburse yourself back. So me and Ricardo never looked at it like that. Like you can't look at it like, okay, well, I got to reimburse myself back. I got to, because it's never going to equal out. It's never going to equal out. When Ayden came into foster care and he was able to start playing football and stuff, they don't pay for extracurricular activities. Foster care don't pay for it. They want the children to be thriving, and they want the children to be, you know, moving to your home as seamless as possible. And they want the kids, but they don't pay for swim lessons. They don't pay for football. They don't pay for, you know, them to get tutoring spent. They don't pay for none of that stuff. No. If the foster parents want, you know, if the child is having a more enriched life, it's because the foster parent is funding that out of their own pocket. The $400 is nothing. Now, in some states, like California, probably New York, places like that, you might get $1,000 or something. I don't know. I ain't never seen them prices, and not in North Carolina. I ain't never seen that before. I done had 3 children, 3 foster kids in my home at one time, and still didn't reach $1,000 for 3 foster children. So the reason why I feel like there are a shortage of foster parents and a shortage of good foster parents is because you literally, sometimes we barely, average adults out here just barely hanging on. I can't feed one more mouth, especially, you know, a teenager, baby. Their stomachs is, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I just think that sometimes foster parents get a bad rep, and it's just crazy because quite literally can't, you know, whatever. What if the kid want their hair cut? They better talk to their mama. They better talk to their mama or their daddy, cause honey, you know. But the only thing the foster parent can do is process with the child, right? About the reason why they can't get the haircut. Oh, you know, at your next visit, talk to your mom. Let her know, you know, that you want this type of hairstyle. We'll print off some pictures and you can show her, and, you know, y'all talk about it or whatever. But even if the kid, if the child's not old enough to kind of knuck if you buck back, you know what I'm saying? Like a 14-year-old, they probably be like, okay. They'll come home from school with a haircut, right? But like a little 3-year-old with the hair matted or whatever, the 3-year-old can't make their decision about that. So it's like, you know. What about disciplining? How does that work? Girl, whoop them. No. Yes, foster parents can discipline the children. So in foster parenting classes, they talk to us about disciplining and what that looks like, right? What I don't understand is how a person can know a child's story, and if they come from a physically abusive situation, and then you, as the foster parent, not supposed to be, you know, belting, hitting, cutting, and then they still do that. And you be like, now wait a darn minute here, what is going on here? But yeah, you can do, you know, take things away. You can, because most of the time they are connected to outpatient therapy. You can talk to the therapist about ways, you know, that you can discipline the child or whatever the case may be. I've always found it easier to just talk to the child. Like, in the past, how have you been disciplined in the past? Especially if they're of age, like 7, 8, 9 and up, you know. What did you like about that type of disciplining style? What didn't you like about it? How would you want to be disciplined going forward? Because, you know, you talk to them about their, you know, consequences have actions, and this is, you know, and a lot of times kids just, they will, if you talk to them, 9 times out of 10, they'll talk to you back, right? So I found that easier for older children. But, you know, for the little 2 and 3-year-old, you would look, discipline them the way you would discipline your little top. Now, if you out popping your toddler, then no, you can't pop them. People cheering. I tell people all the time that those are not your kids. I don't care if you sitting around here and they done been in foster care with you for 2 years. It does not matter. And what I had to take a break from doing, because I went from like being a foster parent to helping out with training foster parents, and also doing forums and doing like speaking engagements for foster parents, and some of the things that foster parents would ask or say would just blow my mind. And I just, especially like, well, I mean, they've been with us for 3 years, and I literally just will say so, and they look so taken aback, because I always try to remind the foster parent that when you came into foster parenting, what was the reason? Don't go into foster care to adopt. Foster care is not adoption. Foster care is foster care, and adoption is adoption. Foster care happens to have a subset for you to be able to adopt if it comes to that. But foster parents that come into foster care to adopt will literally sabotage biological parents every single time. And then when I call them out and their foster care license gets suspended, then I look like the bad guy. So I had to step back from that a little bit, because I was like, because I don't care if a kid is with you for 3-4 years. They're not your child. Now, I'm not saying we don't get attached, because I would be lying if that's a lie. You get attached, especially 4 years, and blame it on the system if you want to blame it on, because they shouldn't even allow. I don't even think that you should allow a child to go that long without knowing, or you know what I'm saying. Like 4 years to me is overkill, but it happens. I mean, Boosie was darn near with us for almost 3 years before things started to like change. And I was, even at that mark, I was still holding out hope that he would be reunified with his biological family. Even up to the day I was asked to be his adoptive mom, I was still in the meeting that day, like, okay, now, okay, what we gonna do? What's the plan? What you gonna do now? What do we got going on? That day in the foster care meeting, and the daddy was like, I just really don't. He just felt overwhelmed with it and was like, if I choose adoption, can you? And I was like, oh, well, are you sure that's what you want? Because, but it was never about adopting. It was never about adopting. And see, if you already, like, I think getting attached is not a bad thing, y'all. That's like, I think that getting attached is not a bad thing, because we're human. We desire that attachment, right? And children need to still be. My thing is, when a child goes back into the home with their biological parents, you can still literally be a part of their life. I had foster kids calling me, hey, I'm getting ready to graduate, and send me their cash out, invite me to their graduations. I would have a biological mom would call me and be like, hey, I got work. Do you think you can pick up such and such from school? Sure, helping out. Because we built those attachments, but those are still not our children. Like we have to take a step back and realize that we signed up to help out. We didn't sign up to take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to keep that playing in your mind so that you don't sabotage. Because I've seen it. You go to class and then they like well, the mom, it was never a time in any of my children's reunification hearings or whatever the case may be that I frown my face up and talk negatively about the parent. And they'll ask, like the judge and the foster care supervisor, they will ask, like, well, what's your thoughts? As the foster parent, you've been with them for the longest. Like, what do you think? Do you think? And I'd be like, I always turn it around on them. Your job is to make the decision whether the child goes back into the home or not. My job is to provide this child with a loving, safe, caring environment for them to thrive while their parent is on track to be, getting them back. So what do you think? I send in my paperwork every week. Y'all come and checking and doing the duty, whatever. Like, no, but I have never been like, well, the mama, the daddy, and they, but you get foster parents in there, and I'm telling y'all right now, the social worker knows. They know when they don't show up to the meetings. They know when they don't show up to the drop-off locations. They know when they don't, when they've missed appointments. They know, the social workers know all that stuff without you dishing on them, because you want the child. That's pretty much what it is. You want the child. Like, just admit it. Like, you want the child. And so, I tell my children all the time, like, I love my children, and I would have loved them too, even if they was to be reunified with their biological families, if that was an option. And it wasn't, and that's okay too. But I've never been the type of person to talk bad about my my children's biological families. Stephanie is a mandated reporter. I can confirm this is true. Thank you, honey. I know a lady that always sabotage just to keep the kid. It's so sad. It's so sad, because your foster parents, we don't like, it's, y'all have to understand, it's the system. It's the system, because foster parents don't get any say in nothing, just about, right? No haircuts, where the kid go to school, just, like, we barely get any say. But all of a sudden you get a whole bunch of say in court. Why you can be chatty now, y'all trying to play me. I don't like that. No, I'm hushed up just like y'all wanted me to be, and I'm over here taking care of the kid. Y'all work all that stuff out, and then let me know what needs to be done on the back end, like you been doing. But yeah, and then even if it is a top notch, I'm just saying, like, I just felt like Boosie had been with us since he was a newborn, literally 3 days old. And his own biological family specifically wanted us to adopt him. For us to go 2.5 years, he's only been with us. For the judge to, I don't know. They tried everything, y'all. I was so flabbergasted with the system by the end that I was just like, no, I need a break. I can't. His GAL at the time recused himself, because soon as he learned that Boosie's plan was changing to adoption, and he had been with us since Boosie was a baby, and I liked the GAL. He was cool, whatever. But his daughter and her husband was trying to have children, and this was a blue-eyed, blonde-haired white baby, and he was like, and told me straight up to my face, I'm gonna have to recuse myself. I said, oh, okay, baby, okay, I don't know why, but all right, because at this point, I'm gonna talk to my daughter about adopting. Who you gonna talk to your daughter about adopting? Who? Because your daughter and her husband will get their... I was like, okay, toodles, good luck. Like, what the heck? Like, are you insane? Child, I said, ain't no way. Then they come over there and they, we was talking about, adoptions assistance and all these things. Oh no, Ursula, that's exactly what happened. That is exactly what happened. you know, they do think the foster parents are neglecting the kids sometimes because the way that the hair look, and it's just quite literally something that we don't have control over. But they, you know, no, unfortunately, no, you can't get any type of assistance for him. I was like, now what do you mean? He's white. I was like, oh, okay. Like they was trying their best to just get us to be like, nah, okay, it's too much going on, nah. Like okay, y'all, they had us jumping through all kind of hoops and this, that, and the third. And me and my husband, we sat and we talked to our pastor at the time. And our pastor prayed with us and was like, y'all just stay steadfast. They was like, all this is just the trick of the enemy, you know, trying to discourage y'all. And you know, in the end, you know, Princeton will be exactly where he would need, you know, where he would be, where he needs to be. And I was just like, hey, like, what is going on? We got we went through the date, the foster care, the adoptions lady, she was held up, so we couldn't sign the adoption paperwork that day. The next time, Ricardo had pulled a double, and that's the video that y'all see that people always been like, oh, the daddy ain't excited. Ricardo literally had pulled the double. We did not know that was the day that they were going to call us. Oh, if y'all can get up here by 9 o'clock. He had just got off work at 8 o'clock after pulling a double. We get up to the courthouse, but it's helpful to say again, traffic, and she's trying to get there. 1:30 came, and at this point I'm complaining. I'm like, the judge then already tried to pull something. The adoptions, she didn't try to pull, so this is her second time. And the magistrate was like, you know what? We're just going to move forward. We're going to give her 5 minutes and we're going to move forward. It's no need to keep dragging this out. I was like, thank ya. Thank ya. I was just like, you know, I would like to think that I can't answer that. You know what, with my children, I know that foster care is trauma. I know that adoption comes with trauma. I know that their situations at some point in time could have been traumatizing. And so that's why I make sure that my children are connected to therapy. And I also have open adoption. And one thing about open adoption that I feel like is very helpful is, Stephanie, it was definitely purposeful, because I got a little inside birdie. A little inside birdie told me what the lady was trying to do. Not the guardian ad litem, all them was trying to work against me. And I'm sorry to that man and his family. Like, y'all can't have my baby. Like, what do y'all think this is? Like, he was really, baby, the way that I would have been in jail, because I would have went upside his head so hard, and they were well contempt the court. But I think for me it helps my children, because I am a therapist and I understand trauma. It helps because I wanted to give them the opportunity to get it all out. Like, it's no secrets nowhere. You know, I fought to get, I don't want nothing redacted. Don't redact nothing from their file. A lot of adoptees don't have their full-fledged reports. Before I sign that adoption paperwork, give me their foster care paper. Give me everything. Give me all of I got their original birth certificates, their original social security card. Some adoptees don't ever see that information. I don't want that redacted. I don't want no lines drawn. I fought tooth and nail with one of my good girlfriends who is a lawyer, and my husband's god brother, who is now a judge, but he was a lawyer at the time, and was telling us, he was at every adoption, and he was telling us what to do, you know, whatever. But I got all of my children's paperwork. And I told them as time goes on, you know, y'all can read little bits and pieces here, you know, read little bits and pieces there. And any little thing from biological family member, I screenshot it, put it in a folder. I keep it, because one thing you will not do is continue to add insult to injury. Like, you're not going to keep trying to re-traumatize my children. I'll snatch you bald first, right? But no, but I also have open door, because you got a question, I can't answer it, but I know somebody who can. Give me updated phone numbers. Give me somebody. If you don't have a phone, give me somebody I can get in contact with. And it also helps with medical stuff. Those children are not mine biologically. So something transpire, and you got Pterodactyl Shamadashim Shama Jubala. What? I ain't never heard of that. They got Pterodactyl Shama. Oh, that's something running in your family. Get to the hospital, okay? Because I don't know what somebody get there. Because when it comes to my children, I can't fathom a whole bunch of stuff. But so we in this together. We're in it together, Pookie. Okay, I know that me and Ricardo are their primary, but you was first. So I'm gonna need you. You still in the race, baby. You still in the race, honey. But I wanted to give my children the opportunity to also be able to question. If you got questions, if you want to, hey, however, but direct it over there. Because my kids ain't going to come back and tell me, you ain't come back tell me a diggity dog thing. You never told me I hate you because you never said I was. On July 15th of 2012 at 3:30 p.m. right here. Like, I got everything down to a science, baby, up here. A well-oiled machine. Okay. And the main reason why I've done that and continue to do that is because I understand that it's very traumatic. And I don't want my kids feeling like that's a hindrance to them. And the reason why I feel like my children have thrived the way that they have is because we have provided those opportunities. We don't talk negatively about it. We have conversations. And, you know, even now, like, Aiden's like, oh, mine ain't nothing to get. Baby, it ain't nothing. I told Aiden the other day, I said, dude, you finna go live with them. But I'm finna get somebody on the horn. Hello, yeah, I know you started off and then I took over, but you can take back over for a second, okay? He come back when he's 16. Hell wrong with it. Hey, baby, we in this today and gonna together, baby. Hey, we in this together. Like, what do you mean? Well, right now I'm on vacation. Come get him. He can go on vacation with y'all. Okay. Me too. Where y'all at? I'm about to pull up. Because it's the funniest thing. Like, we've literally gone on vacation with our kids' biological families, some of the biological families. And that triggers a thought. One of Boosie's aunties just sent me a message and I responded in my mind. I didn't respond. I know she like, oh, how dare her not respond to me, auntie. She probably on here watching. I'm gonna respond to you tonight. I'm gonna get around to it. She checked on me. She said, girl, how you doing? I seen your video. You about to pass out over there. What's wrong with you? You better take care of yourself. I love Boosie's aunties. What was the outcome? Boosie's friend that made it blocked on everything. And the principal, oh gosh, I love Boosie's principal. He was just so sweet. And you know, and you bringing that up is another reason why you just have to take you have to tell your children the truth. Tell your kids the truth. I'm telling y'all right now. I know that back in the day, we got a whole bunch of backlash for a child needs to stay in a child's place, but a child's place is also understanding what the place is that they need to stay in. You know what I'm saying? Like, honey, tell your children the truth. Because kids, they can process information, okay? And so the reason why I've always been honest with Boosie, like, let's be for real. I'm a therapist. I've seen everything under the sun. I've seen a boy who came to my office at 10 years old and did not know he was black. He didn't know he was black. And his mama thought that I was going to tell him. I said, no, you're going to sit your butt right here and you're going to tell your child why you didn't tell him he was black. Like, what do you mean, girl? And she, I got something to tell you. Because he got called out at school. I don't know how she thought that was. So the reason why I've always been honest, because it can happen. He literally, because kids don't look at color the same way that we like. They literally just don't care. They literally do not care at all. And so it's very easy to manipulate. Like I'm just you just me. Like I don't look at you as no color. Like I don't look at you as no color, right? But I'm very honest with him from birth. You're adopted. And he'll be like, yeah, me and Zari the only ones came out of your belly. Okay. I let him hang on to that, but boy, you know you ain't come out of my belly. Okay. Child. He know you know Carly and Ayden didn't come out of my belly, but oh, you just so miraculously, you and Zari the only children that came out of my belly. But I always taught him that we were his adoptive parents. We are black. He is white. Nothing's wrong with that. So what? Who cares? It's not a big deal. You know, whatever the case may be, because I knew school, baby, that's where people, some stuff that Ayden's been telling me recently, I'm like, son, you gonna listen to them people at that schoolhouse, you gonna listen to me. Because what they saying is crazy. It's wrong. The information that you're receiving. But when you receive it from other people, it just seems like your mom and them, they do too much. But, oh my, he said it wasn't that bad. And I said, detention ain't that bad. That's what he said. And you sitting up here believing him like a dum-dum. Okay. But, so you already know. So when the little boy, you know, tried to shame my baby because he had black parents, that was an absolute no-no. But if I would have never told him that A, he was adopted, that B, he wasn't black, you know, then he would have been sliding down the wall at school, because that little boy sure did call him slam out. Your white parents didn't want you. That's why you gotta live with them. You gotta live with them people. You gotta live with the black people. Why your white parents didn't want you? Excuse me. I go crazy. I go crazy. Like, what? Like, baby, I'm about to look like Martin when he played, what's the little character he played when he played a little kid and be over at that schoolhouse. So, yeah. But, yeah, so be honest, because the honesty gonna chase them down eventually. They're gonna be in the school, and the people gonna tell them. And it really hurt it really did hurt Boosie. It hurt his feelings. Like, it hurt his feelings so bad that he was hurt. But I think it was more so, he was hurt because he was just like, why did he say that y'all can't be my parents? Why did he say that y'all couldn't be my parents? Yeah, Roscoe. Be like Roscoe on my knees. Put a little snot on my nose, baby, because I'm coming in. Now leave my baby alone now. But the principal had a conversation. We was able to discuss, and he's blocked. And I told Boosie, I said, that is not a friend. They're not in the same class. So that's a good thing. You only see him, you know, in the cafeteria, whatever the case may be. And, okay. John B. Right. John B. gonna be all right. I know. She's doing, that little lady, Jill. Y'all know I call Boosie and his biological sister Jack and Jill. But Jill, she's definitely doing okay. And And as a matter of fact, I was gonna contact her mama to see if she can, you know, when Boosie go to the movies, he want to take her and Deuce and Majesty. He want to make it a thing in Zootopia. Oh, I want to go see Zootopia with my sister and my cousins. Okay, now you're doing too much now. I told you I can only do it once in the summertime. But since I ain't seen Lil Jill, I might go and let him have his little moment. She's so precious. She's so precious. Yes, honey. I think so too, Teresa, because I mean, I just felt like 8 years old is a little much for him to have said that. It was just so, it was like, and the crazy part is he recorded it. He recorded it on a voice memo. And that's how, because I not that I wouldn't have believed it, because I mean, people do some unbelievable stuff, but I'm like, hey, dang, you know. Boosie's biological name was Zach. Boosie was born Zach. People was like, who is Zach? Did Ayden get another brother? Like, we don't know who Zach is. And I be forgetting that everybody's not OG Cyber family members. So they haven't been with us from the beginning. And so yeah. Does Addie understand what? Because, yeah, she understands adoption, and they understand that they share the same biological dad. Like, she understands everything too. Yes, honey. And you know what, Augusta, this for me, I think that a lot of times when I'm talking to people that might come in to therapy, I always tell them, like, what do you want to do with your life now? Especially if they're grown, right? Because who's big sisters? Oh, Boosie's, baby, you know them kids. Them Ayden and Zaria and Carla don't play, baby. They just be ready to throw some fatigues on and be ready to march it out. But I will say, because sometimes, a lot of the times, that the apologies that we're searching for, we won't never receive. And so at that point, we just have to ask ourselves, like, we have to either forgive people, and once we decide to forgive them, we just have to, you know, just let that go in order to free ourselves, because some questions we might not ever get answers to. Even if your parent, it's some biological kids living with parents, have lived with parents all their life, and still have questions that need answers, and you can't get an answer. Still can't get a straight answer. Still can't, you know. And I always, you know, say, how do you want to live the rest of your life? Do you want to live the rest of your life tied to trauma? Or do you want to heal and be a better parent than you felt like you had? Or even if you don't desire to be a parent, just become the person that you're destined to be. But you can't do that when you're so bogged down with trauma. And I've told this to my son, and I've told this to my daughter. I haven't told it to Boosie yet, because Boosie's still young, but Ayden and Carly definitely understand. That the trauma that we deal with is we get inherited from an adult when we're children. But then we have to process it as adults. And it's not fair, because we didn't inflict the trauma on ourselves. The adult in our lives inflicted trauma, giving us childhood trauma. And now, as adults, we get to choose. As a child, we didn't have that choice. We didn't have the choice to choose whether or not we continue to allow. Because if you're, have to tell people that if you're continuing to keep that string without cutting it, then you're allowing them to have control over your feelings, your thoughts, you know, how you continue to move forward in life. And, you know, you cut the string, but at the end of the day, it's still, you know, it's still your parent, but at the same time, it's you choosing you. Real you packing. Oh, thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate your entire ministry. It's cuckoo around these parts. I don't know about where y'all kids go to school, what area y'all live in, and I would consider myself, the area that we live in a pretty decent area, I would assume, I would say. But it's flooded. The schools are flooded with substances and alcohol. The schools are flooded with vape. Like, it's just overran. And you never know what's in it. You never know if this gonna be your last and you laying on the floor foaming. Like, you never know. Like, I tell my son every single day, make good choices. Don't be laying on the bathroom floor foaming at the mouth. Because the same parents that, oh, my kid would never. My kids make straight A's. My kids don't engage in it. My kids. Talk to your children about these type of things, because I guarantee you, I don't care. I do not care if your child never engaged. They didn't heard it. They didn't heard it. And sometimes all it takes is to hear about something to become intrigued. And next thing you know, and I just choose to talk to my children in a very, like, funny but not funny way. So I'll be like, don't end up on the floor foaming at the mouth. And they be like, Mom, okay. Because I don't know what you're going to do. Because I don't know what you're going to do. I'm telling you right now. The same people that gave it to you going to be out there dang on bathroom, and you're going to be in there twitching. So take this right here, and either it could be to save your life or somebody else's. And this is how you apply it. This is how you use it. Child, it has become a lot. It has really, I mean, even since Zaria and Carly was in middle school, it wasn't this prep, like, and that was just like 10 years ago. I mean, dang, that do seem like a long time ago. But even when they were in high school, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, it was like I didn't even, now it's every day. Every single day. Every single day, it's a kid being rushed to the hospital. It's a kid and fell out. It's a kid being, every single day. Talk to your children about substances. Because, you know, nowadays, I mean, I don't, like, y'all remember back in the day, we couldn't bring water bottles to school. Like, you know, the Stanley Cup. Now, it's just dang gone near a requirement. Send your kids with a water bottle to school. Like, what? Like, why would you even open that can of worms? Schools, like, why would you even open that door? Now, for elementary, cool. But middle school, here you go. What do you think, Miss Jones Baldwin? I think it's liquor. What? It looks like water, but it's not. So, like, it's vodka, but okay. They walking in the hall. So yeah, and everybody's doing it. And when everybody is doing it, and your kid is peer pressured because they feel like everybody is doing it and they not. So now I got to see what all the hype is about. I'll take a little gummy and be in space and be tweaking in class. I hear the stories. Mom, today, oh my God. I was like, oh, okay. Do you want a gummy? You want to try one? I'm just the type of realistic parent with my child. Because you in the bathroom smoking too, ain't ya? You just ain't fell over foaming yet. Don't play with me. Come take this drug test. Yes, I do have them. I can show y'all. I'm not playing. I don't have time. And it ain't even about being a controlling parent. It's just knowing the times you're living in. I can't, as a therapist, I just feel like maybe I'm warped with it, but I've seen children pass away. I've had to go to the hospital and my clients got stuff coming out their mouth, throat, nose. I've had a client become paralyzed from it. Okay. And if that's what I need to do, then hey, hate me. Hate me now, love me later. I don't know. I don't care. Whatever. But it's just, Oh yeah, honey. I didn't heard about it. I'm a licensed clinical addiction specialist, so we have to stay up to date on all these different types of things because I moved from Charlotte because my son just come home telling me I'm telling y'all, it is so bad. It is so bad. So yeah, you have to be very vigilant. You have to be very careful. You can't just be thinking it won't be your kid because it will be, and just even sex. Yeah. Is it normal for adoptive parents not to want to talk about their, yes, it is. It's normal. Is it right? Is it effect so speaking from a parent perspective, because I'm a therapist, so my thoughts are always going to be it's going to be advanced thinking. I don't know. But coming from a parent's, just solely as a mom, right? I adopted a child. I didn't love this child. I didn't took care of this child. I didn't gave this child everything that I could possibly give them. I have gone through hell and high water. I'm the one they throwing up on when they sick. I done went to the hospital with this child and got this child through middle school. And how I done bought this child clothes. I'm at every sporting event, every game. I done poured all my love, support, tears. I done everything. For you to turn 18 and slap me in my face and tell me that you getting ready to go see your biological mama, and then next thing you know, y'all running off into the sunset. And here I am looking like Boo-Boo the fool. Yeah, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want that. I don't want that, right? So, as a mom, I'm not going to lie, I can understand how a mom maybe would feel in that aspect. But that ain't your biological child. And I always try to challenge parents of adoptive children to understand that biology is strong. I don't care how much you do all of that. The need for a child to know, or the need for a human to know why they weren't wanted, what happened. And a lot of times what adoptive parents sometimes think, they think that the child is going to think the worst of the parent. They think the child is going to think the worst of the biological parent. And what happens is quite the opposite sometimes. They'll go to the biological parent, meet them, and the biological parent will tell them, hey, look, this is what happened. And then they start to develop a relationship, and the adoptive parent is like, oh, so just like that? Just like that? So she gave you up, or whatever the case may be. And most of the time, when you become an adult, 18, 19 years old, and maybe when you was 11, you might not have understood. But the older we get, the wiser we are supposed to get, right? So you meet your biological mom at 23, and she's rehabbed and all of these things, and then you have a soft spot for that. You like, yeah, I'm glad you didn't keep me as a child. Like, I probably would have been from pillar to post. I wouldn't have known, that's sweet of you to give me to a family. And I had a great family. Thank you for that. And you done went through rehab now? Oh my gosh, girl, that is amazing. Oh, and now I'm ready to, can we have a relationship? And so I always tell people that are going to adoption, that are going to the option of adoption, to go to therapy first. Go to therapy. Make sure you don't have any resentment about not having your own biological children, because you are not entitled to anybody else's womb. And I had my own infertility struggles. So I'm not speaking from somebody that didn't experience it. We that go through infertility, we are not entitled to anyone else's womb. Sorry, it didn't happen for me, and it didn't happen for you. It did, but just because it didn't happen for us and it can happen for them, that don't give us the entitlement to their womb. Like, are you kidding me? So go work that out in therapy. I'm telling you, I had to. I was angry when I seen women pregnant. I was so mad. I was so upset when I would see a pregnant woman, y'all. It would drive me insane. Like, I want a baby. I want to be pregnant. Don't invite me to no baby shower. I ain't coming. And you think it's silly, right? Now in hindsight, looking back, but it wasn't, because we're still entitled to our feelings, and however that may look, but it only works if you heal, right? And so you don't go into adoption unhealed, because then you're not going to do the best thing for your child. Now, I'm not saying that every adoption needs to be open. That's not what I'm saying. But if you are going to have a closed adoption, at least be healed enough to be able to process with your child about their adoption, about their biological parents, and give them the option to be able to contact them in the future, or whatever. Like, don't ever think that you the end all be all in that child's life, because they'll be gallivanting off in the sunset with that biological parent, and because they resent you for keeping that information from them, and you think it has it. Oh, well, I, and that's the problem. It's not you. And then you wonder why you're being cut off. So, and then, especially if you know information about the biological parents, the older the child get, and you can explain to them everything, and you can let them know, like, I don't want you to get hurt, but I'm not going to stop you. Because sometimes they need that hurt. They need to get hurt by them so they can get it all out and understand. And because you cannot save your child from every little thing that's going to come and oh my God, oh. So, I don't recommend anybody adopting, especially if you are, if you're still going through some bitterness and all of that. Like, go to therapy, heal a little bit, heal yourself, and if you still have the desire, you go, because sometimes people adopt and get pregnant, and then next thing you know, the little adopted child over there looking real homely. What? But yeah, I think that the adoptive child is entitled to their birth story. I think they're entitled to know their biology, their heredity. I mean, you know, their heritage, their culture, both sides of their families. I think that they're entitled to that. That's the bare minimum. You know, like I've seen a lot of good foster parents, a lot of adoptive parents do the work. You know,
Hey, Mommy.
Hey.
You better get a snack. I'm hungry.
Okay, I'm trying to get a snack because you're hungry.
Pick me up.
You pick you up. You see how tall? Look how tall you are. Look at that, baby. I pick you up. You pick me up. Oh, wait a minute. You bound. Okay. Thank you, mother. You all of a sudden want a snack. You better close them eyeballs.
Mommy, it's water in here. There was water in here. And I saw it too. I'm not letting that one get rusty like my baby other one.
Okay.
Cause you're Ayden.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mom, what's that? Mommy, know to put it in the microwave like a spoon in the microwave. Make it too easy to get out. Cause it says that somewhere.
Okay, thank you. Let's not. Go give me your phone.
Why? My phone died.
Okay.
I gotta give you Ayden's.
No, I just want you to go plug your phone up.
No. I'm tablet.
No, you're not. You getting this water and this snack and getting back in that bed.
See, Mommy?
This child will say mom 150,000 times in 1 second. What's in his mini fridge? Nothing. I took all that stuff, that little sucker. I said, you can have one drink. Get up and check that mini fridge. 4 drinks gone. Oh, baby, you're done. You're done. Either you get 1 drink in there or none. Like, you know, a little sippy.
Wait, there were 4 drinks in there? What kind?
No, I said I was putting drinks in there. Now, no, because you gulps everything. You gulps.
I need water during the night because my throat gets dry.
I ain't talking about water. I'm talking about Capri Suns, Kool-Aid
Put some in
Jammers.
there. Put some in it. We need more Kool-Aids. Nope, I'm getting a Fanta.
Honey, you need a little tan on them toes.
No, I don't.
Honey, them little toes is real pale, baby. Them toes look like Casper the Friendly Ghost.
What?
Baby, them feet is, baby, them feet. Honey, let me see them feet.
Yeah.
Let me see these, child, them feet about clear.
How much do I need?
How much do you need what?
I'm seeing how much.
How much do you need what?
To fill this thing up. That's.
What are some tools I can transition into
That's
kindergarten in the fall?
Mommy, it's 2 cups.
Kindergarten?
Mommy.
Oh no, baby. 1, you thought you tried it and God denied it.
Mom, to fill it up.
Occupational therapy.
Mom.
I don't care about filling it up.
It goes-
1 or none.
It goes like
1 or none. Thank you. Oh, so I was saying occupational therapy in general. A support group for moms with kids with autism. Be very careful and very selective about, because sometimes them people in them groups be, but it's very beneficial because a lot of resources
Mama,
be flowing through them
feel.
groups. A lot of resources be
Mama.
flowing in and out those groups.
See?
Proper medication management. Proper
See?
medication management. Get with your
Mama.
primary care physician. Make sure that he's there connected to medication management.
Mom, look how much.
And
I told you I need
therapy for you too.
it. Wait, why?
Because you got me and I'm in therapy
Look.
because of him.
Mom, look, you need 2 bottles to fill this thing up.
You're not filling it up.
Let
Thank
me
you.
add some water.
I don't care about that. Give me this.
Come on, bring it.
Thank you. Yeah, people say ABA therapy is helpful. I say EMDR therapy is helpful.
What's that?
I don't have any children with autism, but I have in the past recommended ABA, but
Mom,
now I
doesn't-
recommend EMDR only.
Does Angela have autism or no?
And Toya is autistic. I said I don't have, none of y'all are. I don't have
But
children.
one of your sisters does.
Thank you, Billy Ray Cyrus, for getting me told.
What?
But I said I don't have any children with.
Mommy, where are the tortillas at? Where are the tortillas?
Mouth of the South strikes again.
Where are the tortillas?
Let me go get him in the bed. Y'all have a good and blessed night.
No.
Cause baby,
No, I haven't ate anything.
a lie don't care who tell it. Now they know better than that.
How much tortillas?
No, you should be asleep by now.
I just want a cheese tortilla.
You just want to go get in the bed. Y'all have a good and blessed night. Bye. Go get in the bed, mullet.